All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well. I learned this truth from and citation out there to the hopeful lick, who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And on today, just basically getting on uprooting and planting, because the Lord is finna get ready to uproot this kingdom of Esau, and you can see the process of it happening right now. Because even once you uproot something, it's a violent act, it's a violent jerking, dirt and everything scattered everywhere. And for the lack of better words, it's not a pretty sight. Where it's as planting is delicate. You water the plant, you set the ground straight for it. So that's what the Lord is doing. While he's uprooting the nation of Edom, he's finna get ready to plant the nation of Israel into the seat of rulership. And it's going to be a certain time, a certain season, and a certain day that's going to happen. It even tells you that in the book of Revelations, there's going to be 1 day, 1 hour, 1 second down to the millisecond when the Lord is going to get ready to take the third part of man out. And we already know who the third part of man, the sons of perdition, that's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. The guy who have been raped, robbing, and murdered the whole planet Earth. The guy who created AIDS and chemtrails. That's who the Lord is going to come and take down, man. Because ever since he's been in power, everybody have been suffering, man. This is the season of suffering, and we're waiting to go into the season of peace, man. But in order for us to go into that season of peace, the season of suffering must run out. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And again, because Esau, he is planted. His kingdom is firm. If you step on the wrong way, he'll come and gun you down. But for the lack of better words, he's losing that strength, man. He's losing what is called the clout that he had back in 2005. And that's how time is. This is a time to be born, a time to die. Because you don't have the same vigor that you had when you was 25 years old, man. You didn't have the same wisdom that you had when you was 30 years old. This place is old as hell, man. It's decrepit and it's on the way it's like it's on the decline and it's on the way out the door, man. So let's read this again. It says a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And Esau, he is planted right now, man. He's planted in the seat of rulership. All these different nations and different kingdoms is basically scared of this guy, man. Again, if you step one wrong way with Esau, he'll get ready to gun you down, man. So let's go ahead and get this real quick. This is the book of Psalms 73, and I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And right there, you shouldn't be envious at Esau, because these are carnal riches that he got, man. Whether it be a house in the villa or a bad bitch, regardless, you shouldn't envy it. You should envy it, man. Because again, those carnal riches and that bad bitch, they got a time limit on it, man. As with Yahushai, the time is going to be forever. It's going to be immortality. Let's read this again. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there is no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. And that's how a plant is, man. A plant, when you plant it, for the lack of better words, and you get rooted and grounded, let's say if you try to pluck it up or something, it's going to have a sense of resistance. And that's the same thing with Esau and his kingdom. The Lord is going to get ready to pluck this place up, but Esau is continuing to resist, man. By the way of his military, the space program, getting together to try to fight against Yahushua. Or whether him trying to see up all the Israelites. This guy's trying to hold on to this wicked kingdom. Continuing on, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasses them as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. So these devils don't think they can get put out the way, man. They don't think that Yahweh Shai can take them out, but very, very soon it will happen, man. Because the Lord is going to take Esau out in order for the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of righteousness to come to pass. You know, it's a saying of these old Western movies. This town is not big enough for the two of us. Jacob and Esau, they can't reign together. Righteousness and wickedness cannot coincide together, man. It's like oil and water. So it have to be a separation, and ultimately, the separation of the kingdom that we are in now and the kingdom that we're heading to, that separation is going to be the missiles, you know, the return of Yahweh Shai, the bending up the elect, and the elect coming down and establishing the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You know, then IUIC can, you know, say that, man. You know, but let's go ahead and get this real quick in Job 5, and we're going to get this in the SB, the Christian Standard Bible. It says on Job 5 and verse 2, it says, "For anger kills a fool, and jealousy slays the gullible." And ultimately, Esau, he is the biggest fool and the biggest jealous guy upon the planet Earth, because Esau ultimately want to be like Jake. That old commercial back in the 90s, they want to be like Mike. Esau want to be a part of the nation of Israel. That's the reason why he claimed the heritage, knowing that he's a gutter rat. Let's continue on, though. "I have seen a fool taking root." This kingdom is taking root, but I immediately pronounced a curse on his home. And that's why you continue to push curses upon this place, America, man. You shouldn't want America to live another day. You should want this place to be taken down and let the place of righteousness be established. And that's what the Lord is doing in a roundabout way, man. We can see that this guy that's this place run on fast food, for the lack of better words, but it's a big thing of the bird flu coming out, and how over 1 million chickens are going to get slaughtered, and they're not going to have no use for them. So for all those 10 pieces that these niggas want, ain't gonna be available in a couple of months, man. Lord will, man. You know? Read this again. It says, "I have seen a fool taking root, but I immediately pronounced a curse on his home." That's why we got to prophesy against Mount Seir, man. Because if you're not speaking against this place, then you're with it. That's why even Yahweh Shai said, "Who don't ever gather with me, scatter abroad." A part of the doctrine of Yahweh Shai is speaking against the Edomites. Then Yahweh Shai speak against the Roman Empire. And then he know it was a consequence behind it. But Yahweh Shai didn't care, because why? He had a mission. And that's the same thing with us today, man. We don't want America to last another day. Why? Because we know that the Lord is going to be just. This Proverbs 2, and I'm going to start at verse 20. It says that thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the paths of righteousness. And you can't keep the paths of the righteous if you have wickedness inside your way. Wicked potholes in the way you trying to go down the path of righteousness. It's impossible, man. So in order for that path of righteousness to be laid, this current kingdom have to be laid down. Have you ever seen these different construction workers lay down a new slab or lay down a new road? With that old road, they got to pluck it up, man. You know, they bring out the jackhammers, the backhoe, and different type of construction tools, the sledge, and they beat the ground, and they get all the bad shit out the way, clear away the dirt, and pave the way, man. And Yahweh Shai is going to do the same thing, but he's going to pave the way of righteousness, man. It says, "For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it." Because ultimately, when we be made perfect in the eyes of Yahweh Shai by receiving those new bodies, it's not going to be no reason to get kicked out the land of Israel like we did once before, man. Verse 22, "But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressor shall be rooted out of it." And that's the ultimate end goal of Esau. Because in order for the kingdom of heaven to come, this current kingdom have to be wiped away. Let's go back into this Psalm 73, and we're going to jump down to verse 16. It says, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Now, right here, if he thought to know that Esau was going to reign forever, because that's a sad thing to know that you was going to be under the rulership of wickedness forever, man. Under the rulership of the so-called white man, nothing good can come from that, man. That's why it says it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein. And what's therein? Ultimately destruction, man. And it says, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High. Basically, meaning what? Until you came into this truth and knew what it was about and actually knew what was ahead. Because the spirit of prophecy also brings comfort, man. You know? You already know prophecy, to prophesy, translated to say before. If you know what's going to happen before it happened, now you got comfort in that situation. Whether you know that the bus going to come at 7 o'clock or whether you know that, Auburn going to win on Saturday, it's going to comfort you, man. Continuing on, surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction. Right there, because the Lord ultimately was the one that gave Esau the power. He even gave Esau that proud spirit. And he's going to be that same power that's going to bring him down, man. Because prophecy have to be filled. Proverbs 16 and 18, pride, go up before destruction. If Esau was just a humble guy, that make the Most High a liar. So the Lord is actually making his words faithful and true upon the planet Earth, man. And it's only going to grow and grow into that perfect day, man. It's only going to grow and grow into the time of Yahweh Shah come and take this guy out. Let's get something else real quick. Let's go to Psalms 37 and verse 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. And that's what he did, according to, Job 9 and verse 24. Soon as this guy got in power, he started putting in work, man. And what I mean by work is bloodshed and tears. Perfect example, Christopher Columbus. Soon as he came to the South Americas and those different islands, first thing he did was pull out the sword, wrote back a memo. Just send me this amount of men. We could take these guys easily, man. And that same MO is being playing even until this day. Whether you broke a treaty or it's a false flag, the nigga shot himself in the foot and blame it on you. Esau always have been using these deceitful tactics, man. It's nothing new, man. What it's called false flags is nothing new. Just ask Nero, But again, it's getting to a point when Yahweh Shai is going to call you out on your BS, man. For a perfect example, even the things that's going on today, the Lord is putting Esau out there. It says wisdom is perishing, teeming. All these false flags and these different plans that you have, the Lord is disrupting it, man. And one of the ways he disrupting it is by the way of the prophets. We spiritual radios, man, warning the people and telling the people what's going on. Like Paul Revere, the British are coming. We come in the same stand saying, hey, Yahweh Shah coming to take you out. And the Minutemen getting together, getting their weapons together to try to hold on to the little piece of trash that you have, man. Because this kingdom is really worth nothing. America is in heavy debt. The food here is nasty. It stink over here. Everybody depressed and got a damn attitude. What's the reason we want to stay here, man? The reason why niggas want to stay in America because they under that Babylonian spell, they can't they can't see a life without Esau being their daddy. Let's continue on though. Psalms 37 and verse 35 again. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. I sought him, but he could not be found. And that's how you do when you uproot a tree. Let's say if you cut down a tree until the stump, you come back the next day, then the stump going to be there. You probably cut back 20 years later, the tree back to normal. But let's say if you uproot it, once you uproot a tree, it's not going to be found no more. And that's what the Lord is finna get ready to do with this place America, man. And not only this place America, this beast system as a whole. Let's get this in the book of Malachi 4 and verse 1. For behold, the day cometh. And what's that day? The day is the return of Yahweh Shai. Because soon as Yahweh Shai return, hey, that's the beginning of the kingdom of heaven, man. We already know that the kingdom of heaven is within us. But as soon as Yahweh shall return, that's the end of the kingdom of Esau and the beginning of the kingdom of righteousness, man. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that shall come shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So again, through the Lord power, his mighty power that he's going to show in that day, this guy is going to be uprooted and he will never, ever get back into power, man. Real quick, let's go there word uproot. Regular Google definition. It says to pull something, especially a tree, out of the ground. Continuing on, it says pull up, root out, take out. They were laughing to take you guys out, rip up, tear up by the roots. And right here it says, let me see, please bear with me. Deracinate. Now let's look up this word deracinate. It says to uproot someone from their natural, geographical, social, or cultural environment. Yes, because the Lord, he's finna get ready to uproot Esau out the social society of rulership. Let's read this word. Let's get this word one more time. Deracinate. The Lord, he's finna get ready to deracinate Esau out of the seat of rulership. Because that cultural environment or that social environment that he's running is nothing but wickedness, man. And all the plants that surround him dying too. And the reason why, because he's the one that got the poison, man. He's the one that's getting water with tap water instead of water with a high pH balance, man. Which makes everything worse around you. Let's get this in the book of Job 15, and I'm gonna start at verse 32. It says, like trees, they will be cut down in the prime of life. This is an NLT. It says, like trees that shall be cut down in the prime of life, their branches will never again be green. Right there. Your branches will never again be brought back. Why? Because ultimately the Lord is going to take you out and plant a seed of righteousness. Because again, when you uproot something, it's a violent act, dirt flying everywhere. But once you plant something, it's delicate. You're taking your time. You make sure there's enough water, making sure there's good soil on there. Continuing on, they will be like a vine whose grapes are harvested too early, like an olive tree that loses its blossoms before the fruit come forth, so like it can come forth. For the godless are barren, their homes enriched through bribery will burn. Let's read this one more time. Let me take the time. It says, for the godless are barren, their homes enriched through bribery. Niggas selling out, niggas doing trades will burn. They conceive trouble and give birth to evil. Their womb produces deceit. And this is what happens once Esau is in power. That's why the Lord said he must burn this place in order for the power of righteousness or the power of peace to be upon the planet Earth, man. This transferring of kingdoms is going to be beneficial unto everybody, man. Let's get this in the second Ezra 4, jumping down to verse 26. It says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteneth fast to pass away. This current kingdom, man, is drooping. You've been watering and stuff like that. The leaves are continuing to turn brown. You try to do remedies. You gave it food. You even tried micro growing, all that. It's still dying, man. It's nothing you can do to get this place back to where it was, man. The only thing you can do is let the Lord do it. Let the Lord let time be on his side. Continuing on, it says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, death, man. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Right there, this evil is sown. We can see this beast system running rapid, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Why? Because prophecy must be fulfilled. The prophecy of the MOTB, the prophecy of the famine, the prophecy of Jacob's trouble, sedition among men, and ultimately the prophecy of World War III and the return of Yahweh. Continuing on, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So in order for the kingdom of heaven to be pushed forth, to be established, to be even started, this current kingdom of Esau must be taken out, man. So yeah, I pray this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Shalom.